And we are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Houston, we have liftoff. We were actually a minute early, but I decided if people were waiting, they could come into the room. And looks, we already have two people. All right. So make yourself known. Let me know who comes into the room. So this is another Trippy Food live stream coming to you. Hey, Terry, good to see you. Always, Terry, you're always one of the first ones. It's always good to see you. So. I hope everybody got the message that we I want to say cancel it. We postponed yesterday's to do today, and the reason is because we were doing a little short road trip, and so we did have to postpone that because we weren't going to be able to get back in time to be able to do it at a decent hour. Hello, Janice. Welcome, Janice. You're going to be locked down soon, so I think you are because I think you're in LA proper, maybe. But for those who don't know, the city of LA, the entire city of LA is under curfew. I think it starts at 8 p.m. and it goes till 5:30 in the morning. And there's a bunch of other cities around the country that are also under curfew and in the LA area. So I know that Glendale and Pasadena and Santa Monica, they're also under curfew today. So basically can't go out, you're in the house from 8 p.m. on. Unfortunately, our little video adventure ends at 6 p.m. So, you'll still have a couple of hours to go out and run and get whatever it is that you need before we go into lockdown. Curfew starts at 8. Yes, it does. Janice, I'm trying to remember, you are in the city of LA, in LA proper? I don't remember if that's correct or not, but I figured that you would probably be affected by it. So we have a couple of users. We have a couple of subscribers in now. We have Terry, we have Janice, and Terry. Hang on a second, Terry, where are you from? I don't know where you're from. So I try to make a note of where people are from so that I know. But LA, but yeah. Well, if it's technically LA, that's you, right? So yeah, you're under curfew. So it's getting scary out there. Terry, you're from Toronto. Okay, cool. I think you and I were talking about maybe it was not you, but correct me if we were talking about Marché, that the restaurant where I'm going to call it a restaurant where you kind of go into these different booths and it looks like it's outside, but it's inside, and you get your little thing stamped and you go to the cashier and then you just sit in the common area. We were. Okay. So I didn't know if because I looked at the notes and I didn't know if we had mentioned this, but the name was, and correct me if I'm wrong, the name was Marché Move and Pick. So is that still the name of it, or is it just Marché? And is it the same place? Because this was back in the late 80s when I was there, but I don't know if that's correct or not. Well, we got some more people in the room. Looks like we have 6 on right now. Again, make yourself known. Say hello. Log in. Everybody else will say hello. We have regulars here. Terry and Janice are regulars. They know each other. So yes, we were. Okay. So I have it's Trippy Food Beer Night, right? It's my Saturday beer night, and so we are going to share a beer tonight. So tonight, our beer of choice is Stockyard Oatmeal Stout, and this is from it looks like JosephsBrau Brewing Company, and this is JosephsBrau Brewing Company. I have a feeling that it is a brewing company that is specifically for Trader Joe. I have a feeling this is a Trader Joe's beer. And they call it JosephsBrau. It sounds like a Trader Joe's thing. Unless it's a separate brewery, but I doubt it. So we are going to do Stockyard Oatmeal Stout, and I'm, as you know, I'm a big aficionado and a big fan of stouts and porters. So we're going to try this, and we'll see what that's like. And we have our handy dandy mermaid bottle opener, which we get to use. It's not a screw top. We also have some snacks. So we have. We did. I'm trying to remember if we did Middle Eastern snacks before, or Mediterranean, Eastern European snacks before, and then we did Asian snacks. I think we did Asian snacks last episode, last stream. Today we're going to do Latin American probably Mexican snacks. So here's what we got. We have Diana brand yuca chips. And actually, this is yuca, which is, I'm trying to remember the name of what it's also called, but it is the root of a plant. It's not like the yucca tree. It's yuca, which is a little bit different. It is a root vegetable. It's very starchy. You're not supposed to eat it raw. You have to cook it, but you wouldn't be able to eat it raw anyways because it's like eating a tree stump. And these are yuca chips. They're barbecued flavored yuca chips. So I've had yuca. I use yuca a lot, but I haven't had these before. So this will be interesting. Let's see. Where are these from? These are from Miami, Florida. Made in El Salvador. Okay. So these are Salvadoran. You know what I say? Hey, Zach Smith. Welcome, Zach. Zach, I don't know that you've been here before. If you have, you've been under the radar. So Zach, introduce yourself, where you're from, and welcome. So we also have these, which are Pepe's Estilo Casero, and that means home style. Home style habanero flavored curls, smoked flavor added cracklins. So they're like it's like chicharrones. They're pork cracklins, right? It's fried pork skins. But this is Pepe's brand, and let's see, where's Pepe's from? That writing is so damn tiny. And it's in black ink, which you can't see in the light. It looks like Rudolph Foods in Lima, Ohio. Okay, sure, whatever. But I believe this is a Mexican thing. So we'll try these. Just to cleanse the palate and change things up a little bit, we have El Super. What is it? El Super Leon, the Super Lion. El Super Leon brand coconut candy. And I like that because it's that little Mexican flag there, right? And it's coconut candy. I'm not expecting any big surprises here. I'm expecting this is going to taste like coconut and sugar. But we might use that to cleanse the palate. We might, I don't know. Wow, it turns out that we had all spicy snacks today. Robert, welcome. Hey, Robert, I see you got the message that we postponed yesterday's live stream to today. So welcome back. Good to see you again. Zach, I have for the first stream, you did one of your first viewers, big fan of Reckless Eating, which you're obviously friends. Yes, absolutely. With Matt, I've just been super busy. Well, welcome, Zach, anytime we're here. So it's good to have you here. We are also, as you know, good friends with Matt and good friends with Reckless Eating. So. As a matter of fact, we have some more stuff coming up. Let's see. Bear with me 1 second. I think we got something with Matt coming up next week, or this coming Thursday. We have Trippy Food Grab Bag 3, which I think we did with Lindsay. I think we did that with Lindsay. I don't think Matt was in that one. And then on the 25th, we have Buffalo Bill's Reaper Beef Jerky, and that is both Matt and Lindsay. And then we've got some other ones coming up as well. And I think every once in a while, Matt will put out something that I was in on Reckless Eating that I completely forgot I filmed. So there seems to be a lot of that lately. Hopefully you're safe away from the riots. Yeah, hopefully. I haven't heard that they're like torching or trashing apartments or places where people live. They seem to be sticking to businesses, but still either way, the police are shooting into people's homes and shooting at people up in windows and stuff. So, I mean, rubber bullets, not bullets, but still, it's kind of a scary time right now. So, and I wish I could say this is just here, it's just us, but that was a weird sound. I wish I could say that it was just, it's just us here, but this is going on all over the country. It's kind of a scary time right now. Matt just posted the musical chairs with beer today. I completely forgot about that. I'm gonna have to check that out. I forgot I did that. Like I said, he's got a bunch of stuff that still hasn't been posted yet, stuff in the can that I did that I completely forgot about it. So, all right, cool. I'll have to check that out, Zach. Zach, you say it's pretty good? I'll have to check it out. And then last, and certainly not least, on our Mexican Snack Day, And you guys help me out with this because like I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce this. Takis. Like, is it Takis like tacos? Is Takis? I don't know. But any Latin American grocery has these. You might find these at the 7-Eleven. You can usually find them at little convenience stores as well. But I think it's a big Latin American thing. They are made where they are made in Coppell, Texas, by Barcel. Oh, Barcel. So Barcel, they're the ones that do hot nuts. And we did an episode on hot nuts, and I think we also have a snack for the next time. There's like double crunch hot nuts, whatever the hell that means. But today we're going to do Takis, Janice. Yes, it probably is Takis. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going to say. So, then somebody from Alhambra can correct me if I'm saying it wrong. But it says new, so I thought I'd try them. And they look like little taquitos, right? I imagine it's probably similar to that. It's probably like a corn chip, like a tortilla chip that's rolled, like a taquito. But this is spicy buffalo tortilla chips, spicy buffalo tortilla chips, and it's new. So we're gonna try that. So it turns out we got a bunch of spicy stuff. We're gonna need that beer. So we'll wait a little bit. We'll wait till some more people come in. Looks like we had 6 people in the room now. I'll always support anyone that puts out good content. Well, thank you. I suppose that means that I put out good content. So I try. And like I said, you guys letting me know what you want to see. Also tell me if you think I'm full of crap too. Like, you say like, Val, I saw you do that review, but really? Let me know. I appreciate feedback. Make sure you leave. I know a lot of you leave comments. I've seen some of your comments and everything. So that's, we'll keep each other honest. That'll be good. As a matter of fact, I have something like 26 suggestions from people, on the live stream. And so I plan to film everything that people have suggested. And so we have, you want to go through the list? I can wait till more people get on and everything. But yeah, we do have this huge list. Crispy sabik, which I'm going to say wrong. Tato sandwich, Arctic Circle burgers, Fab's hot dogs, although they might not let us film. They're a little bit goofy about that. Loretta's burgers in Seattle, Tony's Little Italy in Placenta. That's here. Nancy Brew and the Hoppy Boys from Brooks and Brews in Indianapolis. Julian Dutch apple pie with cheddar cheese. Grated salted yolk over pasta. That sounds good. Batarga, dried skipjack tuna liver, Thai Lay's basil, dollar store ice cream, the Arctic Ice orange sherbet, Dinty Moore beef stew. And the thing about Dinty Moore, that was suggested by Sonic Jet, and I think Sonic Jet is from the Seattle area. So hopefully, if he pops on, I'm going to ask him because he says they dress it up, and I kind of want to ask him how he dresses it up because me heating up a can of Dinty Moore beef stew doesn't sound very exciting. So maybe he has some suggestions to make it more interesting. What else do we have? Dino's Chicken and Burgers. Marmite egg tortilla wrap. That was Jason Cantrell suggested that one. Acai bowl. Terry, help me say this because I think I say acai. I'm sure that's not. It's like acai or something like that. Acai bowls. And Terry, I think you were the one that suggested that. Wing challenges. Jufran, which is Asian banana ketchup. The Canadian beaver tail dessert. Terry, that was definitely you. Mushroom ketchup, Italian sodas. Again, Terry, that was you. You're very prolific. A lot of suggestions from you, Terry. Keep it up. Philippe's original chocolate cream pie from Robert. That was you, Robert. The cream pie at Philippe's. We're going to do that. Tacos Tumbras a Tomas at Grand Central Market. That was Duck's Rule. And Grill 'em All from Sonic Jet. So yeah, that's the list now, and we keep on adding to that. So as soon as things start opening up again, and travel stops being a pain in the butt, we'll get to a lot of those. Have you ever tried Huzzum chips? They're made in Australia, and they're huzzing awesome. Oh, huzzah! Oh, hey, Big Zima, welcome back. Good to see you again. Everybody say hi to Big Zima. Am I saying that right? It's big. There's Big Z MAH, and I'm just assuming it's Big Zima. But you correct me if I'm wrong. But everybody say hello to him. And I have not had Hazum chips. I'm not even sure what that is. Are they just potato chips that have a certain flavor to them, or is it made from something else or anything? Give me a little more detail. We'll find out. Value of great content. Well, thank you, Zach. Your content's really good. Thank you, Terry. Yes, that's right. I was right about the suggestions that Terry made. Hey, Dexrule, I was just talking about you. I was talking about your suggestion to check out Dino's Chicken and Burgers. So everybody say hello to Dexrule. Welcome back. Review crispy pork skin crackers. These? The cracklins? Is that what you're talking about? Review these? You want me to do these first? You want me to, what I think I'll do is I will do these first, but I'm going to open the beer. I'm going to try the beer first. And so that way, if these things are dry and powdery and stuff, then at least I can wash it down with something. So, kill the rioters. Well, that's going to take some doing. Review pork skin crackers. Terry, I think this is what you mean. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you thinking of something else? Is that different than this, the pork cracklins? Let me know. Valentino, join me in Minneapolis. Let's riot them back. Yeah, the sad thing about Minneapolis is that Minneapolis is a big food town. And I think the state fair is there, the Minneapolis State Fair, which is legendary of all the state fairs in the United States. The Minnesota State Fair is legendary. And so, yeah, they're going through a lot of crap. It's like a war zone there right now. They're going through a lot of crap. And so anything we can do to help them out, let's do it. George Floyd was an unfortunate victim of police brutality, but looting is not the answer. It is not the answer, Sonic Jet. Welcome, Sonic Jet. I just saw that you popped in. Yes, it is not the answer. You are correct. And I think we need to disconnect those two things. We need to disconnect the protest, and we need to disconnect the looting and the violence, right? I'm not saying that people who are protesting are not participating in that, but I think there's some bad actors that are instigating that and getting things started to get people involved in that. And so it's just an ugly mess right now. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Looting is not the answer. Awesome. If you really like Dino's, lots of grease, but lots of goodness. Well, what isn't good about grease, right? No, it's for your list. Oh, okay. So is there a particular brand, Terry, of the crackers that you're talking about? Because I'm not familiar with it other than pork cracklins. So if there's a particular brand or something else that I can look for, let me know as far as that goes. It could be in your hand. Not sure where that is. Oh, I'm sorry, Terry. This is Pepe's Estilo Casero, which is home style. Pepe's, and just so that you guys know, I do have a Hispanic last name, but I still use Google Translate. Pepe's Estilo Casero, habanero flavored curls, smoked flavored added cracklins, which is pork skins, fried pork skins. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about. If it's not, let me know specifically what you are, and if you know of a particular brand or something, let me know. Been there too. We have to support our brave police. Yeah, we have to support our police, but we don't have to support all the police. We don't have to support dirty police, right? So it's kind of like we just need to fix the system. We just need to fix the system on a whole. We need to make things. We need to make things where the police aren't afraid of getting killed, because black people or anybody else isn't afraid of being killed, and nobody trusts each other, and there's bad stuff going on, and we just need to fix it in general. And so we just need some leadership to get this to get us to get together, right? As opposed to forcing us apart. The main ingredient in some chips is called pij. I think that's P-I-J, pij. It is an Australian delicacy. I'm surprised you never tried some chips. Well, now I have to. So we will put that on our list, and we'll figure out how we're going to get some Hazum chips. Sorry, I wanted to get political. I hope everyone stays safe and healthy during these crazy times. Well, thank you, Sonic Jet. It's hard not to get political. It's hard, like for instance, I don't know how many of you follow me on Twitter. On Twitter, I have a tendency to get political on Twitter. So I kind of keep the personality different in different places. Like on YouTube, it's obviously, you're getting me, right? On Twitter, like I said, I get political. I do the food and everything else too, but I get political on Twitter. I don't get political as much. I know I don't get political at all on the Facebook page, and I just try to keep the Facebook pages just letting you know what's going on. So post pictures, post news articles, things like that. And I don't really. There's not a lot of interaction there, except if somebody leaves a comment on one of the pictures or something, and then I'll add to that. But it is inevitable that in 2020 you will have to get drawn into some sort of political discussion at some point in time. And so the thing is, just have respect for other people, right? Because we're not all going to have the same viewpoints. Have respect for other people, and see if you can find some way, some common ground to work together there, right? I think that's the idea. That's because this year sucks, and we just need to figure out a way to get people back together again, get people talking, get people to respect each other, get people to understand each other and everything. That's what we need to do. So, whatever I can do to help, let me know. That's what I'm talking about. What a coincidence. Oh, what I was just saying, I assume that you, Terry, okay. Yeah. Your channel is underrated. Yaskirt. Well, I don't know Yaskirt. That is a new name. So I have not seen you before, Yaskirt. Welcome. Introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from. Tell us how you found us. If you think the channel is underrated, tell other people. And I'll say that to everybody. It looks like we have 11 people in now. Tell everybody if you think that the channel is overrated. If you like the content, tell everybody. Share it with people. Share it on Twitter. Share it on Facebook and everything, and let people know that you think it's good content. And be honest. You think it sucks? Tell them that too. Just be honest. I'm gonna follow you on Twitter soon. Okay, Sonic. Let me know who you are on Twitter, and I'll watch for you and everything. But you'll see a progression of political type post and everything. It's usually like some sort of snarky comment from me, and like I try to be funny a little bit about it, but sometimes it's just hardcore, shut up, idiot, that kind of thing. You should collaborate with the Daily Woo. I need to check out who the Daily Woo. Where is the Daily Woo out of? Are they in the LA area? I have reached out to some people to do collaborations, and Eat It Katie. I think I reached out to Eat It Katie, and she's like, "Well, I'm trying to get a deal right now, and I'm not really doing it." It's like, all right, she doesn't have as many subscribers as I do, and I thought, maybe I can help you out, and it would be fun because I like what you do, but she declined. I know that there's some big people that I would love to work with, but they don't work with small fry like me. So actually, here's a question for you guys, and I don't know if you guys have contacts or not. 2 people I would love to have on the show. I mean, just to go out and do something with, which I think would be funny or both, would be Guy Fieri. Would love to do something with Guy Fieri. I would love to do something with Guy Fieri. And Jay Leno, only because so many people say I look like Jay Leno. I just think it would be funny to do something with Jay Leno. So if anybody knows them, let me know. There's other big people that I would love to work with, but like I said, I'm nobody. So let's see, who else would I like to work with? I don't know. Let me think about that one. I'll get back to you on that. Valentino, check out Let's Peep This Out. He's on Friday nights on YouTube. Oh, he does live stream on Friday nights on YouTube, or he posts an episode every Friday night on YouTube. I will check that out. But Val, I was here for you, gave you a like. Well, thank you very much, Ryan Joe. Ryan Jones, did you sneak into the room? You must have snuck into the room because I did not see you there, Ryan. There was something I was going to ask you about Ryan, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, well, we'll figure it out. My grandmother, Emily Davis, makes the most awesome cheesums. Oh, wow. It's something you can make at home. Well, that might be something. So if we can't get them from Australia, maybe we can figure out how to make them. We'll make them. Because one of the things, which one was that? Terry, you suggested Italian sodas. And I thought, I was looking at Italian sodas, and I was thinking that would be a good idea. but I'm going to make them with some more unusual flavors, because the thing is, it's like, it's a soda, it's cool, it's fun, it's it's nice, and it is something you can do at home. But I want to make you some unusual flavors, so I've already started collecting the juices and stuff for that. So we're going to try to do that real soon. Those are big names in entertainment. They sure are, which is probably why they won't have anything to do with me. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll just put it out there anyways. If they happen to be listening or watching, would love to work with you guys. What about Ian Kiner? I don't know. I'm not familiar with Ian Kiner. I'm going to have to check out Ian Kiner. Adam the Woo is based in Orange County. Wow, that's close enough for me. It's funny because living in the LA area, people like, you say you're going to Orange County, and like, why are you going all the way down there? It's like, all the way down there. Crap. I grew up in the Boston area, where you can go from like the northwest corner of Maine and drive to the northeast corner of New Jersey and go through like 7 states in like 5 hours. So yeah, Orange County. That's like a walk in the park. Ian is from Let's Peep This Out. Okay, I will check it out. If he's local, I'll reach out to him, and especially if we're doing the same thing. I mean, sometimes we may not be doing the same sort of thing. Somebody who does challenges, that might be easy enough. I might find a challenge to do. I'm certainly not able to do eating challenges. You guys have probably seen me on Reckless Eating, where it's like we have to eat something, and it's not even something big, in a certain amount of time period, and I don't usually win those. I usually win the stuff like, this is disgusting. I usually eat those. Like I think on Reckless Eating, I did one challenge where we had durian Oreos. I think I won that challenge. I won the what are the jelly beans? The bamboozled jelly beans. I think I won that challenge because they're kind of gross, stinky, that kind of stuff. I do those kind of challenges, but volume challenges, in my younger days, maybe. Now, not so much. Although I am planning to do the Orishon #2 ramen challenge, which is hot. I actually ate that before. When I ran into a situation where, I don't know, there was something in it or something just sat in my stomach, and it just felt like somebody stabbed me in the stomach with a knife, and it was a bad experience. But I want to redo it. I want to try it again. And we're going to try the Orishon #2 ramen challenge. Riverside, San Bernardino. Well, Sonic Jet, you were saying that's where you're from? Because I think I forgot the question. You gave me the answer, but I forgot the question. I could really go for a Philippe's French dip and potato. Oh, God. Yes. Duck's Rule. Anytime I could go for a Philippe's French dip and potato salad. So as far as French dips go, which do you usually get? Because I think if I'm not mistaken, the lamb is the traditional one. The lamb is the original one, but they do beef. I think they do beef. They do pork. They might do another one. I'm not sure. So which one do you typically get, Duck's Rule? You look like a mob boss from some movie I watched. I probably do. I have familiar looks. So when I had long hair and a mustache, people said I look like Frank Zappa. I look like Freddie Mercury. I look like Tony Orlando. I look like Yanni. People would just would kind of go to where I'm from. I've been mistaken for people that people know. But I definitely see the Italian mob boss thing. That's it's probably because I'm Italian. More than 50% Italian. I definitely see that mob boss thing. Maybe I should, I should check out Hollywood and say, hey, you're looking for mob boss? Because I can do that. I can do mob boss. Except the mob boss doesn't talk like that. It's more like a, mob henchman or something. Dipped, double dipped. Dipped is okay for me. Double dipped is like, it just falls apart. The bread falls apart because it's all soggy and everything. So double dipped, I mean, I'm sure the flavor is good. It's the same like you get an Italian beef sandwich from Chicago. It's the same thing, you get it wet. It's just, too wet, falls apart. It's nice if they give you like the bowl of au jus that you can just dip in there. That's nice. That's nice to do. So that way you don't have to worry about getting the bread all soaked when you're picking it up and just having it just like fall apart into a bloody mess. Yeah. I know I can if I'm really hungry. Yeah. You look like you could eat an entire ham in under 20 minutes. Well, it depends on the size of the ham, and it depends, maybe I could do it in 20 minutes. I don't know. Like I couldn't beat somebody at eating it. I would never go up against Molly Schuyler. She'd destroy me. In seconds, she would destroy me. But an entire ham. It depends on the size of the ham. I wonder. Are you talking about like a 5-pound ham, a 2-pound ham? I don't know. Maybe. I'll look into that. Maybe we'll do a Val eats an entire ham in 20 minutes challenge. Alan Borgen and Trisha Janzen from Feed Me 411 on YouTube. Oh, have not heard about them. I'll have to check that out as well. They do food reviews from the Inland Empire Riverside. Oh, wow. And the thing is, you don't really hear a lot about the Inland Empire Riverside. Inland Empire does not include like San Bernardino, right? Because there's some stuff going on in San Bernardino that's kind of under the radar and everything. We got to get out there and do some stuff too. You look like Yanni. Hey, Bob, excellent to see you, man. This is your first time on a live stream. It is so good to see you, Bob. Wow, man. So everybody say hello to Bob. This is our REA Junior Music. That's my friend, I want to say childhood friend. It was a teenage friend, Bob, from many, 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 many years ago. One of my best friends, Bob, and this is his first time on. Bob, awesome to see you. Thank you for joining, man. And then, we have Julie on too. All right. So you guys remember Julie, my daughter, Julie. She's been on a couple of the episodes. She did the, Julie, what was that thing that I made you chase all over Rhode Island for? The Narragansett Autocrat Coffee Milk Stout. She did that one with me. She did, I think this past year's St. Patrick's Day episode where we did the Irish breakfast. She's done that one with me. So we've done a bunch of different ones. And she's also the mother of my 2 granddaughters that we've done some episodes with. So Julie, it is so good to see you on here. This is awesome. Captain Huck, you. And Julie will tell you who my father said I look like as well. So that's funny. You look like Yanni, you look like that is so funny. Double dip for sure. Yeah. Well, but I like to do the dipping myself. Duck's rule. I like to do the dipping myself because that way, like I said, you don't end up with a soggy sandwich that just falls apart into nothing. Eating pizza now dipped in Italian dressing. Best ever. Oh, that sounds interesting. Where'd you get the pizza? Santarpio's? Well, you're closer to the Santarpio's, the North Santarpio's, the one on Route 1, which isn't as good as the one in East Boston. I think it's not quite as good. Is there good pizza? Is there other good pizza around where you are? Hey, Bob. Welcome. Hey, look at this, Bob. Everybody's saying hello to you, Bob. So say hello back. Just cooked eggplant Parmesan. All right. I don't think I've ever made eggplant Parmesan. I'll have to try that. It doesn't sound like a Trippy Food kind of thing, but maybe some variation on that. Yeah, absolutely. Julia, I love pizza. Hey, all. Okay, now we're talking. We're all talking together. That's cool. My favorite pizza is from Papa John's with the garlic butter dip. I don't. Okay. So I was going to say I don't get Papa. Now I'm going to get political, and you forced me to do that, Sonic Jet. But here it comes. I don't do Papa John's. And the reason I know Papa John's is because John Schlatter's a jerk. And I say he's a jerk because when he had an opportunity to offer health benefits to his employees, he decided he wasn't going to do that. Because in order for him to offer health benefits to his employees, he would have to raise the price of each pizza 17 cents. And he gives those pizzas away, like during the Super Bowl and to Camaro owners and things like that. He gives them away. But he would have to raise the price of his pizza 17 cents in order to give his employees health care. So what he decided to do, to cut their hours and make them part-time employees so he wouldn't have to give them health care. So that's why I don't eat Papa John's pizzas. Gansett, yeah. I don't have. So Julie, tonight we are drinking Stockyard Oatmeal Stout. That's our Saturday night Trippy Food beer, and we have some Mexican snacks as well. I'm gonna open this pretty soon. Well, let's see, 4:30. We're a half an hour in. Maybe we'll wait a little bit. Maybe we'll crack that open. Whatever you guys think. Pizza, Malden, Mass. I don't think I've ever had their pizza. Usually in Malden, I would go to DePietro's. DePietro's was okay, kind of the go-to place for pizza, and they used to be like an Italian bakery. But correct me if I'm wrong. They closed the Italian bakery side, and now it's just pizza. Is that right? Something along those lines. Lying Patronus. Is that a place? Buffalo Bill. That's it, Julie. Buffalo Bill. I look like Buffalo Bill. That's something my father used to say to me. That's pretty funny. I still laugh. It never gets old. I like lamb chops plain with no extra stuff. Just a grilled lamb chop, or roasted. How do you like your lamb chops? I love lamb chops, by the way. I love lamb. Papa John equals Papa Jackass. Yes, sirree. Okay, Valentino, you see how you feel about Papa John's issues, but the food alone is good. Yeah, maybe. It may be. But like I said, I won't eat there just because he's a jerk. And I know that's silly, but there are so many other good pizza places. Now, Janice, you can take advantage of this. So one of my favorite pizza places in the whole world, well, the world. One of my favorite pizza places for deep dish pizza, and I know some of you are going to say that's not real pizza, but it is. There's Greek pizza, there's deep dish pizza, there's Detroit style pizza, there's New York style pizza. There's all different kinds of pizza, and it is pizza. It's just different. Okay, so Chicago deep dish pizza, my favorite is Gino's East, and they just opened a Gino's East in the LA area. I think it's in Sherman Oaks. I think it's in Sherman Oaks, but they just opened one here. So we're going to have to try that because like I said, it's my favorite. I might save the story from we actually do it. I might actually, next time we do an episode, I'll just bring one of those Gino's East pizzas in here and we'll just eat the Gino's East pizza. And then I will tell you the story, the very funny story about my injury and Gino's East pizza. So we'll save that and you guys remind me about it. What is my favorite fast food chain? That is a tough one. I guess it depends on what I'm in the mood for. Like, for instance, Whataburger in Texas used to be they used to have amazing breakfast tacos. So it was really good for breakfast tacos. For burgers, I'd have to say I like Five Guys because of all the stuff that you can put on it. And because I like their Cajun fries and the fact that you get 2 billion of them in a bag. And so I do like Five Guys. I like Fat Burger. I used to like, I still do, but I just can't find any anymore, Fuddruckers, because Fuddruckers would give you a choice. For an extra $1 or $2, you can get one of 3 exotic meats per burger, which I used to like that. And then just for a regular fast food burger, I think probably The Habit. I like The Habit. Really good. Actually, out in the California area, depends on where else I am in the country. But those are some of my favorite fast food places. Val, you're huzzing awesome. And what would totally make my day to go from huzzed up to awesome is if you said, the number you have dialed is out of service. Please hang up and try your call again. Like that? Hey, maybe I can make a living doing people's answering machines. So that would be fun too. Yes, grilled chop. Yes. So as far as pork chop goes, my favorite place to get a pork chop, there is a barbecue place in Llano, Texas. I know it's Llano, but they say Llano, and I'm not going to get into that whole, Alhambra thing again. In Llano, Texas, there is a place called Cooper's Barbecue, and Cooper's is so good that George W. Bush, when he was the president, he used to have their ribs flown into the White House because it's so good. It's that good. This place is amazing. You just walk up there, long line. They just open up the pit. You just look in there and you go, I'll have that. Do you want it dipped? Yeah, they dip it in the sauce. They put it on butcher paper on a plastic tray. You go through the line, you get your condiments, and your sides, and oh my God, I don't even want to talk about it. But anyways, they have pork chops there that are this thick, and they're just I want to stop talking about it right now because I will start driving to Llano, Texas right now to go to Cooper's and get one of those pork chops. They're amazing. Just totally amazing. Tell us the best pizza place. Well, again, it's going to depend on the type of pizza. So, for deep dish pizza, and I'm not going to say best, because Sonic Jet, I don't know if you were here on the live stream where we talked about the difference between best and favorite, and really, there's no such thing as best. It's all people's personal favorite. But my favorite, you got me. My favorite deep dish pizza is Gino's East from Chicago. My favorite New York style pizza was, okay, this is a great story. Was the original Ray's, and if you, there's a bunch of different original Ray's. So if you watch the movie the movie Elf, there's one scene where Santa is talking to Buddy before Buddy decides he's going to go to New York, and he says, "Oh, another thing. There's like 100 different original Ray's, but the one you want to go to is the one on 10th and 6th." And like, he's absolutely right. That is the one to go to. But they closed, I want to say like 2012 or something like that. They closed. They were open for years, but like, because there are a bunch of different places called Original Ray's Pizza. But that one was the best. And so they had this thing called Famous Ray's, which is a slice of Famous Ray's pizza. And the thing was like, it was over 2 plates, and they put all the ingredients on it, and then they put the cheese on top of it so that it baked the ingredients in. And so that was my favorite. So I just found out that the people who owned it reopened in the same location, it's got a different name. I'll have to look it up and find out what it is. So before I tell you to go and try that pizza, I will try it myself just to make sure that they kept the quality up. And then I'll let you know that. My favorite Greek style pizza, and for people who aren't familiar with Greek style pizza is something in the Northeast, maybe a little bit in like New York area as well, but definitely in New England. Definitely in Massachusetts, they do this Greek style pizza. And Greek style pizza, it's a little, I think they put more sugar in the sauce because it does have a sweetness to it, and it has a uniform crust. And Bob, this is where you're going to come in and you're going to help me out, Bob. The place in Medford, Massachusetts, that does the Greek style pizza. What is the name of the place? Help me out, Bob. And yeah, road trip to Ray's, definitely. Next time I come up, you and I are going to make a road trip to what used to be Ray's and is now, something else. Five Guys is my favorite. Yes, Kurt, my favorite. Well, one of my favorites as well. I love your injury stories. Yeah, I bet you do. Yeah. Anything that brings a smile to your face, Julie. Genovese. I don't know if I had. Is Genovese if it's a style? I don't think I've had that. Your husband awesome. Well, you are too, Big Zima. I think the Buena Park Fuddruckers is only temporarily closed. Yeah, there's one in Burbank. There used to be one in Burbank. They're permanently closed. So I don't know. I'll have to find something else. I think they're still around. They're just not as many. Val, your door is open today. It is open today, and it is not always open, but today it is open. You're absolutely right. I'll look out for that Love Original Ray's. Yes, definitely. Let's go, Godfather. Oh, okay. That's Julie talking to Bob, who is her godfather. We visited Nick's in Medford. Yes, that is it, Bob. Thank you very much. Nick's in Medford is my favorite Greek style pizza. So Greek style pizza. What else? Did New York style pizza? Did deep dish pizza? Now, as far as I'm sorry, New Haven, a pizza. So my favorite New Haven style pizza is probably it's going to be the original, which is Frank Pepe. But I will tell you that in Portland, Oregon, there is a place called A Pizza Shoals that does, their crust is amazing. It is incredible. And not only is it the best pizza I've had on the West Coast, but I'd put it against like stuff from the East Coast anytime. So A Pizza Shoals in Portland, Oregon. Like if you like New Haven style pizza, that's the place to go. Pepe. Yes, Pepe white. Well, Okay, so and Julie will back me up on this. So if you watch our episode, the episode that we did from Frank Pepe, we had the white clam, which is the one that they're famous for. They used, because it's right near the ocean, they used to go and dig up the clams and just bring them in and shuck the clams in front of the place, and then those are the clams that would end up on the pizza. And they call it white pizza because there's no sauce on it. But they're also famous for their tomato pie, and I think they're more famous for their tomato pie. And when we went in there, they suggested, well, why don't you try our tomato pie? And we're like, yeah, okay, pizza with just tomato sauce on it? Yeah, sure, okay, But we did try it, and it is like the sauce is it is not your typical Italian pizza sauce. It is not that thick. It's thinner. It's more tomatoey, I think. But their tomato pie is amazing. So don't pass up the opportunity to try that. They're all over. They're all over New England now. I know that they have some in Massachusetts. They have, I think there's one in Burlington, like at the Burlington Mall, maybe. They're all over the place in New England now. So if you get a chance, Frank Pepe's New Haven style pizza, definitely try that. Never heard Huzzen. There's like a lot of Huzzen going on there. All right. Hey, time to open our beer. It's Saturday night somewhere. Saturday night on the East Coast. So, and it is beer night. So we are going to open our Stockyard Oatmeal Stout, which I think is from a Trader Joe's brewery. But they're, whatever. So we're going to go ahead and open that up. Sunday, Dad. It is Sunday. See, I'm on Saturday mode because I usually do the live stream on Saturday. But thank you for correcting me, Julie. Is it time for the home? Well, you're the one that will be putting me there, so you let me know. Got my handy dandy dollar store mug. And Julie, you're going to criticize my pour on this. I know you are. How am I doing? Am I doing okay? Okay, and a nice frothy head there. There we go. Ooh, that's dark. Can't even see through that. Chug. What do you think this is? Reckless eating? Chug. We're not going to chug here. This is a common theme. This is a common theme that I repeat on a regular basis. That I am a lightweight when it comes to beer, and if I chug that, like, I have no idea how the rest of the episode will go. I might forget to shut it off. It could go for hours. I don't, I have no idea. You might be looking at like all this in the background because I might be like down there. I honestly don't know what would happen if I chugged a beer. I've never chugged a beer. Not great, but not bad. Thanks. Everyone's a critic. All right, here we go. Cheers. Oatmeal stout. And no, it's not going to taste like a bowl of oatmeal. Ooh, that's nice. It's a little bit creamy. There's a little bit of tartness, like a bitterness to it, but really, really slight. It's not as thick as some porters and stouts are. And I smell it like that. That is a good beer. I like that. I'm going to have that one again. Let us see what the APV is on this. It is 5.2%. So yeah, not going to get drunk today. Chris Interpio says, "Don't tease us like that. Chug like 5." It's not going to happen. It's not going to. Maybe sometime in the future, in a controlled situation, where like somebody's with me, and they have the camera on me, and they're operating the camera, and they know what they're doing. I might do a chug just to see, to see what the result is going to be. I don't even know. I don't even know what it's going to be because, like I said, I've never chugged a beer, so I don't even know what the results would be. It might be funny, might be hilarious, it might be boring as hell. So, but I am going to take that as a challenge, Chris Santarpio. I will take that as a challenge, and we are going to do some sort of chug. Maybe we'll get Matt in on it because Matt's the chugging king. Like he can, you just put him down, And it would be funny to see like Matt's reaction to chugging the same thing that I'm chugging, and to see how our our reactions are different. That'd be funny. Chris says he'll be there tomorrow. Here, if he can be there tomorrow, and he can man the camera, yeah, we'll do a chugging thing. We'll have to just make it. We'll make it a good beer though. I told someone to follow your channel, and they asked if it's about a guy trying food while on drugs. Yeah, tell me about it. That's what everybody says. You say Trippy Food, and the immediate thing they say is like, "Oh, so you drop acid and you eat stuff? Is that how that works?" Like, no. You know, and again, so ducks, tell them or explain to them that the trippy part is like road trip, right? Is like the travel part, and then the food is the food part. So, but still, it's always fun to let them think that. Yeah, and I think if it was legal to do that, we might actually do that, or we might try edibles or shrooms or something like that. But I don't think it's legal yet to do that on YouTube. When it is, maybe we'll do that, because anything you're eating is going to be a trippy food, right? That would be great. Yeah. Well, we think it will be great. So let me go ahead and open up one of these snacks. So I'm going to let you guys pick, right? So we have the Pepe's Estilo Casero Habanero Curls, the cracklins, the pork cracklins. We have the Diana yuca chips. We have those, the barbecue flavor yuca chips. These are all hot, by the way, relatively speaking. And we have the new Wild Takis. Yes, that's right. Takis spicy buffalo tortilla chips. We have these as well. So so I will let you guys pick. So like the first few that I see, like somebody throw out there, that's what we'll start with. Meanwhile, I'm going to have some more of this beer, because that's really good. Takis yuccas. Julie, there's the spelling. Although I think the Latin American spelling is yuca, but it's not a yucca like the yucca tree. It's a yuca, which is something different. Okay, yucca, yucca. Everyone was Yasker, Wild Takis. Hey Val, hey Oregon Gamer. Welcome back. Good to see you again. Everybody say hello to Oregon Gamer. Oregon Gamer has been here. I think he was on our last episode, or is episode 3, or live stream 3. So welcome back, Oregon Gamer. Good to see you. Always good to welcome another fellow Oregonian, even if it was part-time. Hi, Dallas. Where's Dallas? Dallas is on. Oh my God, Dallas! My grandson Dallas is on right now. So everybody say hello to my grandson Dallas. You've seen him on several episodes. We did the Fluffernutter. We did the Fluffernutter episode. We did some different chips too, I think. And we might have done 1 or 2 other ones. So we're gonna get him into some more. But yo, DJ, what's up? I like to call his name is Dallas John. I like to call him DJ. It just sounds cool. Yo, DJ, what's up? So, yo, DJ, what's up? Welcome. I didn't even know you were in the room. You snuck in. Julie turned you in. Julie told me that you were there. So, welcome. This is like a family reunion here on this one. So, I am seeing there's like 2 yuccas, 3 yuccas. 3 yuccas, 1 taki. We'll do the yucca first. Unless I see somebody else tell me to do the chicharron, the cracklins, we'll do that third. So let's do the yuccas. Yuccas. Okay, so as you guys know, the way I open chips, open from the bottom. Although there's an episode that's going to come out in another couple of weeks where I actually open it from the top, and it's just because I wasn't really paying attention. And the reason I open it from the bottom is because all the spices and the coatings and everything, that all settles to the bottom. And so if you open it from the bottom, that's where you get all the flavor, right? Take a look at those. They look like chips. They look crispier than chips. They look harder than chips. Let's see. They are. Can you hear that? Let's send that ASMR. Hang on a second. Let's have another one. Not getting barbecue though. I'm getting the yucca flavor though. Damn, those are crunchy. They're very crunchy. No smell. These are pretty good. They're kind of neutral, actually. Again, the barbecue flavor is not really strong on that. It's not a potato, so you're not getting that like potato taste on there. And it's really kind of neutral. So the thing is, like if you want something to snack on while you're having a beer, this is really good. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Not a thumbs way up because it doesn't have an really unusual flavor, taste, or a lot of heat, or even really strong barbecue taste. So it's not going to get a giant thumbs up, but it's going to get a thumbs up because, like I said, it's a nice neutral snack to have with your beer. So yucca chips, I don't know, if you're from other places, where you can get these or how you can get these. You actually make your own. Maybe we will do an episode to show you how to make yucca chips. That'd be something. I think yucca is also called cassava. You are correct, Janice. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Thank you very much. Cassava is what it's also known as. So you might, if you go in the grocery store and you see it listed as cassava, or you might see it listed as yucca. I'm sorry, yucca, not yucca. Two different things. I feel like they smell farty, but they don't. The room might later, but the chips don't. So, oh my God, are you serious? All right, so everybody say hi to Claudia Herrera. Claudia Herrera is Mrs. Trippy Food. So like I've always wanted to get her in an episode. I can't get her in an episode. She won't do an episode. So maybe you guys can convince her to get her on an episode, but she is watching my live stream, and that's amazing. I'm just like amazed that she is watching my live stream. So hi, I left the door open. In case she finds out she's not here. All right, we got Julie, we got Bob, we got Dallas, we got Claudia, we got everybody. It's a family reunion here. I am going to have a hard time with your name. I'm going to say Shengsky. Please, Mr. Rebel, please tell me how to pronounce your name. I don't recognize your name, so I don't think I've seen you in here before, unless you like snuck in and I missed you. But welcome. It's good to see you. Please tell me how roughly to pronounce your name. What was that crunch? That crunch was these yuca chips. I would turn it upside down so you could see the bag, but then they'd all fall on my lap, which you guys would probably think is funny, but I'm not really willing to do that right now because I might want to eat some of these later. Oh, I was pretty good on the pronunciation? I wish I could remember how I pronounce that. I'll have to listen back afterwards and remember it. But welcome. Everybody say hello to Shengsky. Rebel. Everybody say hello to them. They're new. We haven't seen them in here before. So we're all friendly here. We're like one big happy family. Well, actually, we do. We are a family. It's because she could hear you crunching. Yeah, she could hear me crunching in the other. Not only could she hear me crunching in the other room, she could hear me crunching it in another building. So yeah, absolutely. Rebel is fine. Okay. All right, Rebel it is. And I don't think we have another Rebel on here. So Rebel, you'll know when we say Rebel that we're talking about you. Go get the earplug. He's got cracklins. Oh yeah, those are going to be crunchy as hell. I hope. Otherwise, I haven't been in a video in a while. You are correct, Dallas. You have not been in a video for a while, and we need to fix that. We need to fix that soon. So we will need to get you in a video. We need to get all of you in a video. We need to get Dallas and Julie and hell, Bob, if you want to be in a video, we can do that too. So I hope I can be in an episode soon. I hope you can too, because people like when you're in the video. People enjoy the videos that you're in. So I would love to have you in it. You have an open invitation anytime you want to be in one of my videos. Anytime. So look at this. We're all introducing each other. So should I try that? What did we say? We said we were going to do the Takis second, right? Because nobody wanted the chicharrones or the cracklins. So we are going to do the new Takis Wild Spicy Buffalo Tortilla Chips. You're listening to Trippy Food in the greatest city in the United States. Well, you're listening to us anyways. These are solid. There's some weight to this, which is really weird because, you know, like I would think they'd be chip light, they would be lighter, but there's actually some weight to this. Ha. Spicy ha. All right, here we go. Smells a little bit like bugs. And so, like, you look at the picture, right? That looks like a full blown taquito, right? You would think it's like about that long or so. They're not really that big. It's like they look like little rigatonis. Hey, rigatoni. Hey. Here. There you go. It's kind of a mess. I opened that from the bottom of the bag, and you can see why now, right? All that stuff is at the bottom of the bag. Here we go. Yes, Dallas, really, it smells like bugs. That is disappointing. Wild, spicy buffalo. Not really. Hang on. Ooh, that's a familiar taste. What is that? It tastes like buffalo sauce. Weird texture, too. Well, I know what that flavor is. Tortilla chips. All right. It gets a little spicier as you eat, and you do get that kind of vinegary heat, but you have to eat a bunch of them before you get that. So one isn't going to do it. You have to eat a bunch of them. Yeah, not bad. It almost has the flavor of like an enchilada, which in my book is a good thing. So yeah, he's going to get a thumbs up from me. If you bought it from Big Lots, it might be bugs, according to Mod Zion. I did not. I bought it from Vallarta supermarket, which is I'm getting that kind of phlegmy kind of thing that you get from hot sauces sometimes. I got it at Vallarta Supermarkets, which is a big Latin American supermarket chain out here in the Los Angeles area. So that's where I got it. So if you're looking for, but they're Takis, and I think you can get them like a 7-Eleven. Let's rinse that down, and then we'll take a few more minutes before we go with the pork cracklins. So, big news, and I'm trying to remember who was asking about this before. Necco wafers. Raise your hand if you were asking me about Necco wafers. I know that last time on last live stream, somebody was asking me about Necco wafers, and so I have news for you. Spangler announced yesterday or today. Maybe yesterday, they announced that in June they will now have the brand new, sort of brand new, Necco wafers. So what they said was they're using the exact same recipe for every flavor except chocolate, because they want the chocolate one to be more chocolatey. So, so the licorice one, the lemon one, I can't remember what the other ones were. They're going to be using the exact same recipe that Necco used when they were making the Necco wafers. But for the chocolate one, they're going to ramp up the chocolate. So I am looking forward to that. They said they're going to be available in June. So there we have it. Necco is back. There was something else I was going to ask you about. Let's talk about this. So you guys, I think in some episodes you guys have seen this, right? So I call this my MERS. Right? A lot of people call it a messenger bag, a valise, a man bag. You know, a bunch of different things. It's really useful. So when I carry that, I usually carry my camera in it. I carry my phone, which I use for audio. I carry my my table tripod and everything. I carry that around in this bag. I get some comments on it sometimes. People are like, "What's with the bag? What's with the bag? What's with the bag?" So what do you guys think? I mean, like honestly, do you feel like, do you think I should like upgrade? Do you think? What do you think? What do you think of my Merce? I call it a Merce because like I don't care. Shittiest candy ever, Julie. I'm surprised at you because you were the one that purchased all that Necco stuff for me for the last time, but I thought you liked it. Is it the same company that makes Sky Bars? No. Bob, well, Necco was. All right, Necco used to make Sky Bars, but Necco went out of business, and so they don't make anything anymore. But there's a company in Sudbury, Massachusetts, called Sky Bar Confectionery Company, I think it's called, and they make they've already started making the Sky Bars. So for now, you can buy them online, or if you want to take a trip down to Sudbury, you can buy them there. So we did an episode, I want to say like a few months ago. We did an episode a few months ago where we actually went to the factory where they make them. And I call it a factory, but it's not a big. It's this little storefront thing, and they have the machinery there. But we went down there to Sky Bar Confectionery Company, and we did an episode there where we showed the machinery where they make it, and we actually ate a Sky Bar there. So yeah, Sky Bars are back. But it's they don't have the Necco logo on them anymore because they're not made from Necco. They're made from Sky Bar Confectionery Company. But yeah, they're back too. And I think they were telling me that Mary Jane's are back, and I don't know the Squirrel Nose Zippers are back yet either. And those were all Necco. Clark Bar was also a Necco product, but I don't know if Clark Bar is available yet or not, or by somebody else. Spankler wasn't going to do those. Valentino, I'm addicted to drinking simply juices. I love lemonade, orange, lime, tropical pineapple, cherry. What is your favorite juice? My favorite juice is probably guanabana. Guanabana. Guanabana, which is the Latin name for soursop. And so I don't like drinking it straight. Usually, like in Colombia, you can get I think they call it a shake, a guanabana shake, and basically you can have that. You can have that mixed with water. You can have that mixed with milk, or you can have it what they call miti, which is half milk and half water. Oh my God, it's so good, especially with Colombian food. So yeah, that's probably one of my favorite juices. I like tangerine juice. Really like tangerine juice. It's hard to find though. DJ, what is your favorite food? My favorite food of all time. My favorite food to eat. That's a tough one. I just never thought of that. What is it like? Well, okay. So I'm gonna tell you what my comfort food is, right? So that's like the thing that like anywhere I just see this and like it just brings me home. It makes me feel good inside. It makes me feel comfortable. And it's hot dogs. Hot dogs is my comfort food. So that is the one thing. And then so I like to go crazy a little bit. There's so many different kinds of hot dogs. And we could get into like the same discussion with hot dogs that we got in with pizza. Like what's my favorite kind of hot dog and where can you get different kinds of hot dogs? But hot dogs is my comfort food, is the thing that makes me feel good inside, the thing that makes me happy, the thing that brings me back to my childhood. Definitely hot dogs. I think Boyer owns the Clark brand. Okay. Janice, can you check to see if are they already manufacturing Clark bars, or they plan to manufacture Clark bars? Let me know. That would be kind of cool. Maybe we'll do an episode on Clark bars as well. Because why not? We did all the other Necco stuff, right? I used to like Minute Maid or Tropicana, but now I'm a Simply fan. I'm not a big fan of like the store-bought stuff, like the stuff that you buy already made and everything. Like when I do get the tangerine juice, it's usually like fresh squeezed. So you go to some place like Whole Foods where they have it in the little plastic container, and you can see that it's already separated, and you can see the pulp separated from it and everything, and you kind of shake it up before you drink it. That's kind of like what I like, but I don't know that there's like Minute Maid or commercially available stuff like. All right, I do have a fun story for you about commercially made juices. So this is one that is Ryan Jones on? I don't know if Ryan Jones is on because I know he's a vegetarian, but I don't know if he's a vegan. So this is something vegans will appreciate, or maybe not appreciate. Maybe they'll be horrified by this. So if you take drinks like Ocean Spray's Ruby Red what is this citrus? Grapefruit. Ruby Red grapefruit juice. And any other what what is that thing that they grenadine, which is red. Any of those drinks or syrups or things that have that red coloring in it, they use something called carmine coloring. And what carmine coloring is there is a insect called the cochineal. I think it's cochineal. And some people say it's a beetle, but it's not really a beetle per se. If you've ever seen cactus, like the big cactus pads, and they have that kind of white foamy growth on it, the cochineal insects are inside there. And if you push your finger down on it, it turns red. And that coloring was used by Native Americans, like to color, to use as coloring for like a dyes for cloth, things along those lines, and for paints. But Ocean Spray in their ruby red grapefruit juice uses the cochineal bugs, smushed up cochineal bugs, for the red coloring that they add to that grapefruit juice. And so, like, if you're vegan, I don't know what the line is on veganism for eating insects. Like, is an insect considered an animal, or is it not? But the fact is that you are eating bugs, or you are drinking bugs when you drink those products that are using. If you look on it and it talks about, and it says it's using carmine coloring, then it's those little cochineal bugs that are squished in there. So mac and cheese is my comfort food. You can have it with a sandwich or soup. Yes. And mac and cheese can be like an amazing thing. So there is a restaurant in Portland, Oregon called Le Bistro Montage. Le Bistro Montage, I hope to do an episode on that because it's just kind of a funky place. First of all, it's on the ground floor of a condemned hotel. So the hotel's closed. The upper floors are closed. It's condemned, but it's on the ground floor of this condemned hotel. And then the decor is like really kind of crazy. The wait staff are all kind of like punk kind of thing. And the food is kind of like Gulf Coast Cajun fusion. But they have about 4 or 5 different mac and cheeses on the menu that are amazing. Especially that there's one that they did like a jalapeno mac and cheese that is just really, really good. And then mac and cheese, you've probably seen mac and cheese as like as an ingredient in like some burgers. Who is it? Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory has a burger on their menu where they take a mac and cheese patty and they put that on top of the burger. So yeah, mac and cheese is like it can be versatile. It can be more than just a box of Kraft mac and cheese. But Sonic, I think maybe you're talking about like you just open up a box of that Kraft macaroni and cheese with that bright orange powder that you mix in there, and yeah, that's a comfort food for a lot of people. You made us some homemade salsa once that was awesome. Oh yeah, well I like to do that. So next time I come up, Bob, I will make you some more homemade salsa. Just remind me. Soup is my go-to comfort food. Well, soup is such a wide thing. Like clam chowder is a soup, but so is pho, right? So that's such a wide variety. Soup always because it warms you up inside, right? It makes you feel good inside. So soup is always a nice, especially if you're not feeling well. Or if it's cold outside and everything, soup just goes right through you and just warms you up. So soup is, it's different. But there's so many different kinds of soup. Like, is there a type of soup that you find really good? Like for me, I like clam chowder, but I don't like the thick clam chowder. I don't like clam chowder that uses like flour or starch or like a starch to thicken it. I don't like a thickened clam chowder. I like it with the kind of watery broth. So like the clam chowder that they have at Woodman's in Essex, Massachusetts. I like their clam chowder. I like their clam chowder a lot. That's a soup I like. I love pho. I can do pho anytime. Pea soup, like Anderson's. I think we did two. We covered Anderson's twice. So once we covered the one in Buellton, California, but that was just from the outside, just because it was out there. But we actually went in and had a bowl of the pea soup at the one in Santanella, California. And so that's another one that's just like every time I go up I-5 going back and forth between LA and Oregon, I always stop and get a bowl of Anderson's split pea soup. So yeah, I can see where soup would be, but tomato. So tomato, the big thing is tomato with a grilled cheese sandwich, and like I guess you dip the grilled cheese sandwich in the tomato. Do you do that, Julie, or is that like, or is that like a regular thing? Is like if you're going to have tomato soup, that you're going to have to dip a grilled cheese sandwich in it? Is that like, is that consistent with it, with everybody else who likes tomato soup and pho? Of course, pho. I like watercress with spinach and potatoes. That sounds interesting. My grandmother, my Italian grandmother, as I never met my Mexican grandmother, my Italian grandmother used to make this soup, this amazing soup with rice, ground beef, and escarole, which is kind of like almost like a little bit of a bitter lettuce kind of thing. And this soup was amazing. And chives. I forgot. I'm sorry, Sonic. I forgot the chives. Anderson's. Yeah. Oh, hey, that's right. Julie, you have a good memory. I wish I did, but you're not as old as I am. When it comes to soup, it has to be loaded with potatoes. Potatoes in the soup, like chunks of. Is that specific to chowder, like clam? Because I know clam chowder has chunks of potato in it and everything. So is that specific to? Is that specific to clam chowder, or is that any soup that has potatoes in it, or like potato soup? What is the? There's some places that do like a leek and potato soup that's really good. There is a traditional potato soup. I know I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, potatoes. And the thing about clam chowder, so both Manhattan clam chowder and Rhode Island clam chowder are both. They both have somewhat clear broths. Manhattan clam chowder is made with tomatoes, so it has a red broth, but it's not as creamy. And Rhode Island clam chowder has a clear broth, and those have potatoes. There's chunks of potatoes in most clam chowders, and so with the ones with the clearer broth, you can definitely see the big chunks of potato in there. We had in our Mito tomato soup and grilled cheese. It's almost like you have to, right? If you're going to put grilled cheese on there, you have to offer tomato soup. If you're going to put tomato soup on there, you have to offer grilled cheese. It seems like you have to do it, right? On necessity. I love it. I have to eat a good lobster roll with clam chowder. Yeah, I don't have to have them together. What I like eating with clam chowder is fried clams, because that means I'm in a place where they make both amazing and excellent. Although, and I know this is cheesy and I know this is touristy, but I still like to do this. Is like I'm in San Francisco and I go to Boudin, and they have the clam chowder in a sourdough bread bowl. I'll do that. I'll eat that once in a while. So, can't help myself. Toscana spicy sausage soup, chicken base broth, heavy cream, thin sliced red potato, and kale. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. I want some. I'm going to figure out how to make that for dinner tonight. I like fresh bread with a salty garlic butter with New England clam chowder. Hell yeah. Absolutely. As far as like New England food, I think you saw the episode we did. Was it a couple months ago, maybe, with my granddaughters, where we did stuffed clams, baked stuffed clams, which I don't care. I don't care who you are. Nobody calls them stuffies. Nobody. People from Massachusetts that are on right now, you back me up. Nobody calls baked stuffed clams stuffies. They may in a restaurant, when they put it on the menu, they might call it stuffies, but nobody who's ever had them growing up has ever called them stuffies. But I digress. But baked stuffed clams I like, fried clams I like, and steamers I love. So it's like, and I love lobster roll as well, but I don't have to have like one of those with the other. I do them at any given time. What the fuck is exactly, Julie? That is my point. Like, you never even heard the term stuffy, right? But you watch these shows on the cooking channel where somebody goes to like Rhode Island or Massachusetts or something, and they go like, today we're gonna have some stuffies. I'm like, yeah, stuff it. You're not gonna have some stuffies because there's no such thing. Do like oysters Rockefeller? Eat it with beer. Yeah, I like. Depends on the oysters, right? Because sometimes the oysters can be a little bit off, right? And so you might want to do something to them. To help the flavor. But I love just cracking open an oyster and just like eating it and sucking down the brine inside that, and it's just like amazing. But I do like oysters also in cuisine. And I remember I had just come from the Gilroy Garlic Festival, and I brought back some fresh garlic with me, and my cousin was grilling oysters. So basically, what you do is you pop one of the sides off of it, obviously, and you leave it in there, and you put it directly on the grill, and you put in chopped garlic, lemon juice, and Parmesan cheese. And you just put it on the grill, and you just wait till those things just kind of cook and everything, and that's like so good. Especially if you still have if that juice doesn't evaporate and everything in there, it's just really, really, really good. Yeah, I saw that. Cannot believe that you got them to eat them. Well, I didn't really, Ryan, because they didn't like the steamers too much. My daughter would gag and then chuck them at me. They seemed to like the stuffed clams okay. They were not a big fan of the steamers, and I think it's probably a textural thing. I think that's when most people is like when they go and they get fried clams, they're used to like the Howard Johnson type of fried clams, which are the clam strips, which are kind of chopped up and then kind of reformed and then breaded and fried, and like people are like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Like fried clams, when they have the bellies on them, and like that's where all the flavor is, that's where all the taste is. But so that really puts people off. And then when you're doing them as steamers, there's no breading on it. They're not fried or anything. They're just like you're just yanking that clam out, and so I can understand where the texture of that might be kind of snotty to some people, and might put them off. And I think that's what happened with Haley and Chloe, is that it was just like when they put it in their mouth, the texture of it just kind of turned them off. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Julie can specify on here, because she probably heard afterwards, like, why did you make us have Pops give us these nasty clams? I really want to try oyster omelet. Oh yeah, Asian food style, really good. I've had that before, Ryan. Really, really good. That's if you get a chance to try that, definitely do that. I eventually liked raw oysters. Yeah, it is an experience. I mean, it is something you have to get used to. Now, for me, I was 18 years old. I was working for this company that they had their Christmas party at a place called Anthony's Pier 4. I don't think it's still around. It used to be in Boston, known for their seafood. They had the party there, and they had this huge, I don't even count it, a tray, like a shelf of oysters on the half shell on ice. And nobody was going near them. Nobody. These are people who were like born and raised in Massachusetts, in the Boston area, and nobody was going near the oysters. And they said, Val. But they didn't say Val, because nobody called me Val back then. But they said, hey, go try one of those oysters. And I'm like, all right. So then I just took it. They had the lemon and the horseradish and the cocktail sauce and all the other stuff you could put on it and everything. But I'm like, well, let's see what this is all about. And I ate it. And I'm like, damn, that's pretty good. And then other people started, trying everything. So that was my first experience with it. So my first experience with oysters was eating a raw oyster. Julie's first experience eating a raw oyster was a little bit different. So I took her to not Faneuil Hall, what do you call that? Quincy Market. And in the middle of Quincy Market, they have a bunch of different food stalls, and one of them was serving oysters, raw oysters. So I said, well, we'll get some. So Julie, she was a little bit nervous, or a little bit of apprehension, and then there was a kid who was about her age that was sitting across from us, and he was eating some raw oysters. And she says, what do I do? And I go, just do what he does. Just do what he's doing there. She initially wanted to cut it in half, and I advised against that, because if you've ever cut a raw oyster in half, it is not pretty. So she, I don't really put it on anything like a cracker or something. I don't think so. I think maybe on a spoon. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I said, do we just put it in your mouth? And then you chew it a while, and then swallow it. So she put it in her mouth, and she's like, and I'm like, what? And she goes, and I'm like, if you don't like the taste, you're really not gonna like it. Keep it in your mouth. So either spit it out or swallow it or do something. And I think eventually she chewed it and swallowed it and thought it wasn't that bad. And I think from that point on, she was okay with it. But Julie, correct me if I'm wrong, and swear at me for embarrassing you in front of all these fine people, if that's what you choose to do. Seafood platters are the best with the sausage, corn, veggies, and steamed oysters. Yeah, more like a clam bake, though. I think that sounds like. Well, let's see. Clam bakes typically they'll do it in one huge pot. They'll layer it with seaweed, and they're going to put corn, potatoes. It's going to have lobster in there. I think it's going to have clams in there as well. And they just do the whole thing in one big pot, and then just everybody just cracks everything open and starts eating it. But a seafood platter with sausage, and I'm not sure if I've had that before or something like it. There's a seafood tower, and that has like every kind of seafood you can imagine on it and everything. But I don't know if I had the seafood platter. Are you Sonic? Are you talking about the fried, like a fried platter? Because I've never really had a seafood platter that had sausage on it. It sounds like a good combination. I just never had that. Ryan was talking about the steamers. I got confused. My bad. Hey, hey, a clam is a clam, right? I love clams. What about fried catfish? Are you a fan? I love it with tartar sauce. I do. One of my favorite places to get catfish is what is the name of the place? Cherry Creek. I think it's called Cherry Creek Catfish Company in Austin, Texas. And I hope they're still around. But they made really, really good fried catfish. They also did. There's also a place up near the lake, up near Lake Travis, that also did a really good fried catfish. There's a lot of places around Austin that do really good fried catfish. But Cherry Creek Catfish Company, it wasn't just the catfish they did, but they did like the best fried green tomatoes I've ever had in my life. And you never had fried green tomatoes, you owe it to yourself to try those fried green tomatoes. They're awesome. Cherry Creek Catfish Company in Austin, Texas. Somebody let me know, are they still around? Because if they are, next time I go to Austin, I'm definitely gonna have to go back. And that's the thing about checking places out, like places that you remember. So the last time I was in Austin was 2009. So that was like 11 years ago. And sometimes when you go back, no matter how much you loved it while you were in a certain place or having visited and everything, you go back and you try it and you go like, they ruined it. I don't know what happened. Maybe they changed ownerships. Maybe, maybe they got a different staff. Maybe they thought they were cut corners or anything. And you just like you're heartbroken because it just doesn't match the memory that you had of it when you were there last time. And that happens frequently. That happens to me a lot. But that's why I always like to go back to a place every once in a while and just keep up with them and just make sure that they're maintaining the same quality that they had and even the same flavor. Because the thing is from my standpoint, I don't want to recommend to you that you check someplace out and then you go there and you go, Val, it wasn't very good. And I go, well, what are you talking about? It's fantastic. And then I go back and try it and I go like, what did they do? They ruined it, right? So yeah, if there's a place that you particularly like and a place that's unique, I always recommend, just go back on a regular basis and just make sure that they're maintaining the quality of that. Oh, here it comes. I knew it, which was... Did we already was that the oyster thing? We already talked about that, right? Maybe there's a lag time here. I'm just getting that now. But lobster, corn, and steamers. Yeah, Bob, that's what it is. I think potatoes in there. They'll throw like whole potatoes in there too, right? I think in a clam bake. I think they put which is really funny if you think about it, because lobster is one of the things that are highlighted in a clam bake, but it's called a clam bake, and it has clams in it too. I think you mean a clam bake. I did mean a clam bake. Did I say something else? Something different? Or are you talking to Bob? Yeah, clam bake. They have a special thing to do a clam bake on it. And usually the thing about a clam bake is you do it on the beach. Go on the beach and you do it on the beach. You put a fire underneath it. So it's usually like a big metal, I don't want to call it. It's not a pot. It is a pot, but it's not a pot. And then they put like just a little bit of water towards the bottom of it, and really it's the steam going through it. You're steaming everything, and like I said, it's layered with seaweed. So you put clams and potatoes and corn and lobster and everything, and it's all kind of layered together with seaweed, and it's steamed, and you just sit there on the beach and you crack everything open. And amazing, and I'm going to go do that tonight. Except I can't do it tonight because there's a curfew, so I'm screwed. All right. Fried green tomatoes, I ate it once at a food fair, which is really strange because, in the South, fried green tomatoes, you can get them anywhere, all right? Or a lot of places. It's a Southern thing, but they have to be made just right. I've had some places where, you take a bite of it, the crust falls off. You're stuck with this like hot, limp tomato. Don't go there. And so, yeah, they have to be made right. And not everybody makes a good fried green tomato. So Cherry Creek Catfish Company in Austin, Texas makes a good fried green tomato. The internet says the Cherry Creek Catfish Company is still in business. Yes! I got to make another trip to Austin. I really haven't been there in 11 years. I have friends that are there. I need to visit people. Very good friends that are there. I need to go back and visit and check out what they have there. And obviously, there will be Trippy Food episodes. Here in California, I'm a resident. Yeah, I am too. I'm a resident of California. And so that's the thing is like, when you think about clam bake and everything, you can get the stuff to do a clam bake here. So if you're a resident of Southern California, which I think, you're Dave Sonic. You are in the LA area, I think. So if you go to Quality Seafood in Redondo Beach, they have everything that they have the quahogs or the cherry stone clams, the big clams. I don't think they put steamers in the clam bake, but they do have the big cherry stone clams that you're going to put in a clam bake. I don't know if they have the seaweed, but they may have. I think you can get the seaweed in some of the Asian markets. Some of the American markets have the seaweed, but they'll have everything else that you need. And they have shellfish from all over the place. They have live sea urchin, and everything's live. They have steamers, they have sea urchins, stuff like that. So in the LA area, if you're missing stuff from the East Coast, Quality Seafood, get it there. And even if you're getting fish, they'll cook it for you there. They'll steam it or flash fry it right there. So yeah, I recommend that highly. Dave from Alhambra. That's right. I'm sorry, Alhambra. I'll get it. Be patient with me. Been down to the Bay mostly to eat fish and lobsters and sometimes steak and hot dogs. Steak. So here's the thing about steak. I don't know that I have a favorite steak place because steak is usually one of those high-end kind of places like Morton's. Well, they're famous for their chops, but obviously they do steak. Morton's or Roots Chris or something like that. And that's not, somebody on a moderate budget, not going to eat there on a regular basis and everything. And yeah, their steak's okay. But I think some of my favorite places that I've had steak, there's a place in Austin, Texas called, I'm probably going to screw it up, but I think it might be called the Hofbrau, which is this dive. And they make these steaks that are just like, when they bring the plate to the table, it is swimming in butter. There's like a layer of butter on the plate. And that steak is just swimming in the butter. But as far as steak goes, like my favorite, the best I've ever had, my friend Anshu that has Exotic Meat Market, I was out visiting him one time and he had like a grade 7 Wagyu. And he brought it out and he says, "Do you want me to cook this?" And I said, "Well, no, we don't have to." And so we basically just sliced it sashimi style. And he had some legit wasabi that he ground on a shark skin like paper. And we put the wasabi on the grade 7 Wagyu sashimi, and it was heaven. It was absolute heaven. So that was the. Have you guys ever had steak tartare? So steak tartare is also called cannibal mound. It's a risky thing to make yourself. It's a risky thing to eat it now because of the way they handle meat nowadays. It's kind of a risky thing unless you're absolutely certain where that meat has come from. But basically, I believe it's sirloin, and it's chopped up or ground, and then usually they put, as if eating raw meat wasn't risky enough, they put a raw egg. I put a raw egg on top of it, and usually chopped onion on top of it, and then you just take like crackers or something, and you just take pieces of this raw beef with the raw egg and the onion and eat it. So it's usually called steak tartare. And some people call it cannibal mound. But have you guys tried that? Have you, if you've tried it, what do you think of that? I've tried it a few times. I find it to be interesting, but it's also kind of risky. Okay, you said right. Thank you, Dave. I'm working on it. Lowry's, yes, Lowry's is another one of those steak places, really high end steak places. Bob, who's on here, I don't, Bob, if you're still on, let me know if you're still on. It's getting late out there. Bob used to work at Hilltop Steakhouse, and Hilltop Steakhouse they've been gone for quite a number of years now, but they were famous for their steaks, especially their steak tips. And steak tips is a unique Boston area thing. It might be throughout New England, but I know that it's specific to like the Boston area steak tips, which are, I guess, sirloin tips. So I'm not sure exactly what part of the meat, or they just cut it into chunks and everything, but they're these big, juicy chunks, about that big juicy chunks of sirloin. I think the best one, yes, Hilltop Steakhouse. That's right. And they used to be famous for their steak tips, their sirloin tips. My favorite place for sirloin tips is a place called the Newbridge Cafe in Chelsea, Massachusetts. They're famous for it. And those are really good too. But like there's a chain out there called the 99, not the 99 Ranch Market, like the Asian market out here. It's called the 99 restaurant, and they're famous for their steak tips. But I got to be honest with you, the last time I went, and maybe it was the one I went to, I really wasn't impressed with their steak tips. But steak tips are filet mignon, tenderloin steak, and steak tips. Yeah. Hilltop Steakhouse was amazing. So I don't know if you remember, we did an episode on tacky Route 1, and somebody in the Boston area got on my case for it, and they go like, "How dare you call that tacky? How are you?" Like, I say that lovingly. I say that from somebody who loves and frequents roadside attractions. To me, like, tacky is I love tacky. I mean, I love that. It's like Vegas, right? Who doesn't love Vegas, right? That's tacky. It's not meant as like, oh my God, that's so tacky. No, or tacky. No, I mean that in a loving way. I just, seriously, it's like so. Okay, so the Route 1 Saugus stretch of Route 1 in Saugus, Massachusetts, it has the Red Dinosaur. Used to have the ship. The ship's gone. And used to have Hilltop. But so Hilltop was famous for their huge cactus. They had this huge cactus. I think it was neon. It was neon, this gigantic cactus. And I think they opened around 1966. They were in business in 1966 to, I can't remember what year they closed. Bob will know. But they saved the cactus. So now they have some apartments up there, and then they also have this little thing with a bunch of little shops and stuff there as well. But they saved the cactus, and then they retrofitted the cactus. So now the cactus is LED instead of neon. So it saves less electricity. The light burns bright all the time and everything. But they saved the cactus. So that was one of the things about. They also had some fiberglass cows that used to be on the front lawn of Hilltop, and those got scattered to the wind. But some places in the greater Boston area, you can still go and see, and you go like, was that cow one of the Hilltop cows? The thing about Hilltop Steakhouse was divided up into separate rooms, and they were all named after Western cities. So you had Sioux City and Kansas City and everything. And basically, when you went in, they handed you a number, like a little card with a number on it, and it said like Sioux City 5, right? And so you'd be sitting there in the front area, this huge waiting area in the front. You'd be sitting out there waiting for your number to be called, and then you just hear with a loudspeaker, table for number 5 for Sioux City, number 6 for Kansas City, number 7 for Kansas City. And then when you heard your name, you just went and you went and went in your separate room. And and I say a room, it was not like this room. It was like huge, hundreds of people in each room. But that was the fun thing, is like number 5 to Sioux City, number 2 to Detroit. Nah! So that was Hilltop Steakhouse. That was a local legend in the Boston area. Huge neon cactus and fiberglass cows. Closed in 2013. Thank you, Bob. I couldn't remember what year that was that it closed. But yeah, and the Red Dinosaur, I think you saw that in our Cane's Donuts episode, because we did both Cane's Donuts, the original one in Saugus, in, I don't want to call it downtown Saugus. I don't know what you would call it, but I think it's Main Street in Saugus. The original Cane's Donuts, and then the new Cane's Donuts, which is on the site of where the miniature golf course was, where the Red Dinosaur was. And the Red Dinosaur was right there on the highway, and they moved the Red Dinosaur, but they preserved it. And so now it's up on the hill. It's even higher. And so, like, as you're driving down Route 1, you see that dinosaur for miles up at the top there. But that dinosaur is also, I think, from the 1960s, and it was damaged at one time. Somebody like, hey, here comes the dog. Doodles, Doodle. I'm sorry, Doodle, not Doodles, Doodle. And his name is Doodles because when we adopted him, and when they found him, somebody had written all over him in like marker, like kids are. Come here, Doodle. Come here. Let's meet everybody. You want to meet everybody? Come on. Here. Say hi, Doodle. Hi. How's it going? Isn't he adorable? That's Doodle. Okay. Yeah, he snuck in there. You're right, Dave. I saw him in the back of the video. I just kind of saw him walking down here, and I'm like, Doodle has decided to join him. The girls love filming that episode. Oh yeah, that's right, because that Haley and Chloe, my granddaughters, they were in the Cane's donut episode, and of course they loved it because they got to eat Cane's donuts. What's not to like? In the heyday, there would be a 2-hour wait. You're absolutely right, Bob. Out here, you wait 2 hours in line for eggs at Egg Slut at the Grand Central Market for eggs, for like $12 eggs. You wait in line for 2 hours, and for hot chicken, you wait even longer. Bye, Doodle. Everybody say bye. Bye, Doodle. Yeah, lines are a crazy thing. Some things I don't mind. Like when I was talking about Cooper's in Llano, Texas, there was always a long line there. You could wait like an hour, sometimes 2 hours for that. That's worth it. We did an episode at Howlin' Ray's here in Los Angeles. They do the hot chicken. It was good. It's not a 2-hour wait line good. I've had better hot chicken here in Los Angeles. So yeah, you just have to kind of like do it once, and then you go like, yeah, I did it. It's not worth waiting in line for. Hilltop was a local institution. I don't know, like I hadn't been there in the later years before they closed, so I don't know if like their quality had gone downhill or not. But when I remember going, it was always good. Yeah, everybody said hi to Doodle. Yeah, too bad he can't read. He'd read that himself. And everybody said hi. Dave, are you leaving us? It looks like you're saying stay safe. So that's usually like a thing where you're leaving us. Oh my God, it's 5:41. So we got about 15 minutes left, and we haven't opened the cracklins yet. So we have to do that. Let's go ahead and open up Pepe's Estilo Casero Habanero Curls Cracklins. So there are pork cracklins, which are maybe not the exact same thing as chicharron. Maybe close. Maybe it's from a different part, a different type of the skin. Maybe it's about the thickness or something. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look up what the difference between cracklins and chicharron is. Maybe it's just the name. But anyways, this is a Mexican thing. These are habanero curls, so these are going to be hot. Maybe it's a good thing we saved these for last. Again, open it from the bottom because you can see where everything's settled, right? You can see where all that flavor is. We have a Mexican fast food place down in the valley, also in Alhambra, California. There are places called Pepe's everywhere. Well, like Frank Pepe's, which is an Italian pizzeria in New Haven, Connecticut. So Pepe is a pretty popular name. Except Pepe is Frank Pepe's last name. So that's a little bit different. I like port rinds too, Dave. Oh, speaking of that. So I got these snacks I think I mentioned it earlier. I got them at our local Latin American grocery store. And it's a big grocery store, really, really big. They have an excellent selection. I think another big one down here is Cardenas. So like all you people in the LA area, if there's a Vallarta near you or a Cardenas near you, very, very well stocked. And we're talking about like food from all over Latin America, South America, Central America, Mexico. Really, really, really good variety. But in the back of the store near the butcher, the meat area, which is an adventure in itself, they had a basket full of chicharron. But this looked like they took like the whole. It was this. I'm not exaggerating when I say it was the size of a surfboard, maybe like a boogie board. I'll be fair and I'll say it's like the size of a boogie board. This is a piece of chicharron, of fried pork skin that's the size of a boogie board. And it was relatively inexpensive. I think it was like $9 or something for one of those big ones. So that would be a good reckless eating challenge, is bring 2 of those and make somebody say, like, you have to eat the whole, whoever eats that whole slab of chicharron first wins or loses. Either one, depends how you look at it. What city are you in, Valentino? Just downtown LA or close? Close. I am in the northern part of LA. I won't get too specific. Avoid my fans, my crazy fans. Chicharron sounds good. It does sound good. So we're going to see how much. Almost has a kind of a fishy smell. It's kind of weird. All right, here we go. And it's habanero, so it's supposed to be hot. So we'll see. There we go. Looks standard, right? So speaking of chicharron, Colombian, and I don't know if this is the same in other South American countries or even other Latin American countries, but their version of chicharron is much different than the Mexican version of chicharron. So the Mexican version of chicharron, like you go into some of these, I'm talking like the mercados, which are like the real hardcore Mexican markets here. They may have a case with chicharron in it, and they'll like, you're looking at a fried pig's face, something along those lines. Delicious, by the way. But in Colombia, they have a different version of chicharron. So basically what they do is it's like the pork belly, really. They take it's about that thick. They take a strip of it about that thick. And it's I guess, let's say it's square, right? It's about that thick and about that, and same width, thickness, and maybe about that long. And what they do is they put slits in it going along the way. So the skin part of it is on the bottom. They don't cut all the way through the skin, but they cut into there's like there's a layer of fat and there's a layer of meat that they leave on there. And then they cut vertical slits into that. And then they kind of fan that open. And then they deep fry that. And usually it's served with beans. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But it's not like crispy like chicharron. It's like there's some crunch to it, and there's some texture to it and everything. And there's definitely like pork meat flavor from it. You get meat flavor from the meat, flavor from the fat, flavor from the skin. It's outstanding, but it's much different. All right, so here we go. Pepe's habanero curls, cracklins. So these are kind of powdery. They kind of have that powder on it. And the thing about eating something like that with that's kind of powdery is, like, if you're eating and you're breathing while you're eating, that powder kind of gets stuck on the back of your throat. So that's like, if you're doing stuff with not paprika, what's the cayenne, like cayenne pepper, that's kind of finely ground like a powder, and it has that on it, and you're breathing it while you're eating, then that dust kind of settles on the back of your throat and everything, and then that's where you like can get kind of painful. So this is very similar to that, is that it has that kind of dust on it that you breathe in and kind of gets stuck there. There's a little bit of like a lemony flavor in it. Really, really disappointing if they're saying this is habanero, because I'm not getting any heat at all. How's that sound? Sounds good. Okay. I think cracklins include the fat layer, but pork rinds and chicharrones only have the skin. Maybe because they seem like lighter. They seem a lot lighter. I think you're right. They're like shrimp chips. If you've ever had shrimp chips, just the chicharron is almost like the texture of shrimp chips, where it's like you could just like powderize them between your fingers. And the chicharron is different because there's some hardness to it, which I think you're right. Having some mango peach salsa myself. With what? I mean, you're not just eating the salsa right out of the bowl. Your crackers, chips. What are you using the salsa for, Julie? Braised Asian style pork belly is good with steamed white rice and soy sauce and green beans. Oh, absolutely. trying to remember last time I had something like that. And there's a place called Granville Cafe out here, and they do a really good Asian pork belly. You sound good eating it. Well, I aim to please. All right. I'm going to give this thumbs in the middle. Damn, that's some crunch. That is some serious crunch. I'm going to give it thumbs in the middle, and here's why. I love the crunch. The crunch is awesome. Texture is nice. Flavor's okay. It's not as pork flavored as I would like it, but it's not bad. For something called habanero, it's like non-existent. I am not tasting habanero in here. I am not getting any heat from this. I got a little bit of heat afterwards. Not habanero heat, like jalapeno heat. So, thumbs in the middle of that. Sorry, Pepe. Like horseradish. Yep. So, I was hoping that Jason Cantrell was going to be on. And the reason is because one of the things that he suggested, where is that guy? Jason suggested Marmite egg tortilla wrap. I guess it's something he saw on the cooking channel or something. I've been looking it up to try to find it. I will find out from Jason exactly what it is. But he said it's a Marmite egg tortilla wrap dish. Sounded interesting. But he's never had Marmite before. So, Jason, if you watch this after the fact, because this is recorded, you can watch it after the fact. If you're watching it after the fact, got you covered, bro. Got the Marmite, man. So you are in luck, or the opposite of in luck, depending on how you look at it. We're going to do that. That's going to happen. It's dinner time for me. Good talking to you, Valentino. All stay safe. Well, thank you, Dave. Always welcome here. Oh, and Dave, you'll appreciate this because I was in Oceanside and Encinitas and one other place, Del Mar, yesterday. And I found this taco stand, and I got a burrito, and they had orange bang, and I got my orange bang. So I was happy. So I thought you'd appreciate that because I think you're like an orange bang fan, especially being out there in Alhambra with the hat and everything. And it's probably there's sure there's other places out there. But anyways, always good to see you. Glad you could join us again. Hope we'll see you again next week. I think next week we'll probably be back on Saturday. But I'll let you guys know otherwise. Did anybody have a problem? Does anybody not know? Did I not given enough notice for people that we were going to do it Sunday instead of Saturday this week? So I'm just curious because, how do you guys want me to let you know? I post on Twitter. I post on Facebook. I even posted on Instagram this time. And then I set up the video ahead of time so that hopefully it sends you out some sort of notification. But I don't know what kind of notification you're getting. So let me know if you guys got that notification. If not, I'll have to find some good way to let you guys know that we're gonna, postpone or something. And I imagine, and I apologize for this ahead of time. I don't see this coming up in the very, very, very near future, but I do anticipate this is going to happen at some point in time. Is I'm going to be doing some road trips, and I'm talking about like big weekend road trips, like San Francisco and Taos, like New Mexico, Austin, or Portland. And so I may have to cancel while I'm there unless I can figure out some way to do it locally. But I just want to let you guys know ahead of time. Other than that, I think we're going to try as much as possible to do it Saturday night at 4 p.m. Also, I didn't have as many of the Europeans on this time. And I don't know if it's because we're doing it too late, because I know that even if starting at 4 p.m., it is something like 2 a.m. And we have people from Germany, we have people from Ireland, we have people from the UK. So like Europrop, Sky the Blue. Who else do we have? DB82 from Dublin, Darja Kane. So we do have a lot of people from Europe that like to watch the live streams, but they haven't been on lately. And I'm just wondering if maybe we're doing it a little bit too late. So let me ask you guys out there, what would you guys still be interested in doing it if we did it a little bit earlier, like maybe a couple hours earlier? So instead of doing it at 4 p.m., maybe doing it at 2 p.m. Would that be okay with you guys? Or do you like the time that we're doing it now? I know that maybe some people on the East Coast might like that because like right now it's going on 9 o'clock. It's going on 9 o'clock there right now. So maybe you'd like to have that earlier as well. But let me know if you guys would be opposed to me doing it a couple hours earlier so that maybe we could get some more Europeans on. Because we had, I think the first episode, we had a lot of people from Europe on that, and it's kind of tapered off. And I think it's because of the hours. So you guys let me know, because I'm flexible. I want as many people to be able to participate in this as possible. Orange Bang is your favorite. I do too. Yes, I love Orange Bang. I was in heaven yesterday because I had my Orange Bang. And ironically, they had the company that makes Orange Bang makes they make up like 5 other drinks, and other people have said that they have 3. So I know they do an horchata, and there's something called Jamaica, and I'm not sure exactly what's in that. Jamaica me crazy. But they had like 5. So they had the horchata. I think they had a lemon drink, either a lemon or a lime drink, and then there was a 5th one. So so that's always cool to do. Maybe we'll do like a Orange Bang, or at least those 5 drinks. We'll do an episode on all those, because that's a Southern California, LA area thing. That's very specific here, and nobody capitalizes on it. Nobody appreciates that this is like a thing that's unique to the LA area. And it is not an Orange Julius. It is not the same thing as an Orange Julius. Hey, Darja Kane, I was just talking about you. Did you hear me talking about you? Did you hear me mention your name? I was just talking about you because I was saying that we don't have a lot of the Europeans that we had on the first episode or the first stream come back for the other episodes because it's very late there. So I think it's probably 2 or 3 in the morning there right now. And so I was asking people here in the US, if they would mind if I did it earlier, so like 2 hours earlier than we're doing it now, which is like 4 p.m. If we did it earlier so that more people from Europe could join, would that be better for you? Would you be able to come on more if we moved it ahead a couple of hours? And again, I'm still looking for the people here in the US to tell me if moving it up a couple hours would be okay with you guys too. I mean, I'll give you an advance notice, but I just want to make sure that I'm doing it at a time when everybody who wants to participate can participate. Let me know. But anyways, Darja King, it is good to see you again. Earlier would be great for me. I bet it would. And that's what we're trying to do. Saturday, 2 p.m. is fine. Great. Okay, Janice, you're down. Anytime, who is going anywhere? Jim, you got hey, Jim, you snuck into the room. I did not see you, Jim. Welcome back. Anytime is good. Anytime here. Yeah, well, Julie, that's good for you too, because then we start earlier there. So that's good for you too. So East Coast people. Val, kind of feel bad for influencing to do the beer tasting stream a few weeks ago and then not showing up. No, it's okay, because we're doing it, man. We do. I want to say Darja Kane. I guess I'll just say the whole thing. Darja Kane. I'm sorry. Saturday night is my beer night, and every Saturday night, even before I started doing the show, every Saturday night I had my beer. And so you suggested the beer tasting thing, but it was going to happen anyways. So would it help? And this is something for me. Would it help everybody if I told you like midweek what I was going to drink on Saturday, so that you guys could maybe see if you could get one too, and you could see what it tastes like? We could all drink together. Let me know, because I can do that too. But don't feel bad, because like I said, we're doing it anyway. I'm due for another sip. I did hear you talking about me. Honestly flattering. I thought you read my name and then called it out. Did not expect you to remember me from that one stream. Well, I try to remember everybody. And it's difficult. I got to write stuff down. I do have to write stuff down. But yeah, I remember people from the stream, and I did like names. I'm bad with names. So I got to, like I said, I have to write everything down. But I did want to mention the Europeans, because like I said, the past few episodes, we haven't had a lot of the Europeans who were on that first episode show up again. So I just want to make it easy for them to do that. Just Jacane or Jacob is better. All right, Jacob. Awesome. Excellent. I just want to be respectful, so whatever you prefer, that works for me. Knowing drink ahead of time would be fun. All right, Jim, I will do that. I think we're going to go. Should we do it? Maybe another Eastern European beer. Yeah, maybe I'll just go over to Lake Bevmo and see what's interesting down there, and I'll let you guys know earlier. You know, we did. We didn't do Colombian beer, did we? Maybe we'll do a Colombian beer if I can find it. That's hard to find here. Okay, Jim. Have it. Okay, Julie. Good night. Tell the girls I said good night. Love you. I miss you, and hopefully we'll see you soon. All right. Love you. Thank you for joining. It was nice to see you on here. Cheers. We're kind of winding it down anyways because we're at 5:59 and we're going to go till 6 o'clock. So we have 1 minute left. So like you want to get something in, this is the time to do it. Just came in a few minutes ago. Sorry, landed. Hey, so Jim, if you just came in a few minutes ago, one of the things that we were talking about was doing this earlier. And I apologize for it. This is, we're doing this on Sunday. We had to reschedule because I had another commitment involving travel. But we're talking about maybe doing it earlier on Saturday, like doing a couple hours earlier, maybe 2 p.m. And so hopefully that'll be helpful to you, and you can do your laundry later, or or like when we're done, you do your laundry when we're finished that. So yeah, I gotta do laundry tonight too. Anyways, we are at 6 p.m. We are at 2 hours. It was wonderful. I absolutely loved that I had a lot of family on here. So like we said hello to my daughter Julie. We said hello to my friend, my excellent good friend Bob. We said hello to my grandson DJ, and even Mrs. Trippy Food. Mrs. Trippy Food, who I don't know watches the episodes or watches the streams on a regular basis. She got on. We had a lot of family on there. That was nice, and familiar faces. So the more we do these, the more I'm getting familiar with you guys, and the more I'm comfortable with you guys. Let me know. Again, I have a running list of suggestions that you guys had made, and we're going to make those happen. If there's anything you want me to see, let me know. If there's anything you don't want me to do, I'm sorry. If there's anything you don't want me to do, if I messed up something, let me know. If you need links to anything like the YouTube, the Twitter feed or the Instagram feed or the Facebook page or anything, let me know. Again, the content's going to be a little bit different there. But do let me know. Make sure you leave comments on the videos. Let me know how I'm doing. If it sucks, let me know it sucks. Tell me. Be honest with me. I'm always trying to be honest with you. So Dar, even though you joined late, thank you for joining. Bob, I can't even tell you how excited, how ecstatic I am that you joined us today. So thank you so much, Bob. I hope to see you again really soon. And Jim, sorry that you came in late, the tail end of it and everything, but hopefully you'll be able to join us next time, maybe a little bit earlier. So I'm going to shoot for next Saturday. I'm going to shoot for 2 o'clock. I'll just make sure that works, and I'll let you guys know as soon as possible that we're going to do it 2 o'clock. Thank you, Bob. That's I am humbled that you think it was entertaining, and I did a great job. So and you are always welcome here. You are family. You're always welcome. May we send care packages to you of our local products or some fun products here along the Gulf Coast? Jim, I am trying to set up a P.O. box where we can actually do that. So I will let you know as soon as I do that. I will work on doing that. And hopefully by the next episode, I'll be able to give you that information. But thank you. Darja Kane, you're doing great, nice and chill and genuine conversations in your stream. That's pretty rare. Thank you, Darja Kane. And again, thank you for joining us. And sorry, we're late. Next year, it feels like a year. Next week will be a little bit earlier. Hey, everybody, these are crazy times. There's some crazy stuff going on here. So be careful. Take care of yourselves. Take care of other people. And we'll see you soon.